Hello everybody, this is Mira, and I'm here with another matchup video. I know it's been a while. This one's gonna be Laura versus Poison, and let's jump into it. So, the first thing, as I always do, is the Thunderclap. Poison's not actually the greatest at going under it. From like very far range, she's pretty good at like doing crouch spears. So trying to charge a Thunderclap from this range is a no-go. She can like pretty reliably do it. You can maybe try to stand outside her range and like make her bait her into doing it too early, because she does have her hitbox a little bit extended back. But you have to be, if you release it, like you're gonna extend your hitbox forward. So it's a dangerous game. It's not really a great it's really a bad trade. Like, you might get a fireball on the screen, but it's gonna dissipate before it even gets near her, so what's the point? She doesn't have to worry about it. And like, pretty much every other character, she can crouch light kick through it. Like, through cancels or like very, very close range. From mid-range, she actually doesn't have a really good answer. Low forward can maybe trade. She can EX Love Me Tender if she has the meter, if they're fast enough. And Sweep can trade, but it's not really good. It has a kind of a high hurt box. So actually throwing fireballs from this range is actually pretty viable way to pressure her. So it's kind of, people think it's not a great matchup for Laura, but once she gets into the pocket, it can be very dangerous for Poison, and she can lose this matchup really, really quickly. I honestly just play for one knockdown basically, and just run my offense and see what I can get. So in neutral, so obviously the most annoying thing really to deal with is the heart rate. So the heart rate can be kind of like, it can be kind of annoying because of this fake out, and it's like pretty quickly, it goes out pretty quickly, and like has a pretty good hurt box. Trying to EX Bolt, like punish, is really, really hard. It's doable, but the thing is, like, you can get faked out. Even offline in training mode, it's kind of hard to like, it's kind of hard to like to deal with it. This fake out is really, really powerful. So honestly, like, especially if they're working in fakes, like, I try to inch my way up. This isn't too bad, because if they're throwing Love Me Tenders from here, I also start to use my Light Bolt in this range, because I'll beat the startup of it, because her Light Bolt is a little bit quicker. So there's that, and also once you get in a certain range, they're going to be into like footsie mode, and they're going to maybe be hitting this like stand fierce or like stand medium kick. So this is where I like to stand. I like to throw fireballs in this range, and also stand outside of stand heavy punch range, because you can see that she does extend her hurt box pretty far forward. It's pretty doable. Or you can light bolt charge. You can light bolt it. It's pretty good to whip punish it like that as well. And you're also staying outside of the stand medium kick range, which is another really, really good button that she has. And so like you can actually like, you can whip punish this as well with like crouch medium punch. You can try crouch heavy punch too, but crouch medium punch is a little bit easier. Or like a crouch jab buffers, so like, yeah, never mind. You have to use EX. Yeah. So there's that. And there, of course, jumping is, like, you have to present jumps of bench, like, sometimes. I know she has, like, this really, really good anti-air in crouch medium punch. It is really, really good. It covers her head pretty well. It's kind of hard to deal with. Ooh, my turbo's on. What the hell? So a way to like mix up your jumps is like, will be really good, like empty jumping, because you see it doesn't have the greatest horizontal hurtbox while you're in the air. So you can make this whiff from certain ranges. And then you can yeah, you can actually punish it for them doing this. Sorry, it's really hard to set up in training mode. But yeah, they have to shocking heal you or air to air them. So if they're not entering with shocking heal, you can actually empty jump and try to bait out that crouch medium punch anti-air. So that's another a really effective tool that you can start layering in. There is a normal that I do look for with meter, and that's crouch heavy punch. I think crouch heavy punch is way easier to whip punish than heart rate. So I really, once I have meter, I really look for this to see if they're gonna give this to me, so I can get a nice whip punish in a knockdown. Because this can mean their death if you get one of these. Yeah, you're +2 in their face. So while you're like actually get the knockdown, she's really fragile. She's susceptible to the mix. So she can this can snowball really quickly. So a lot of times I actually sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. What the hell? My stick isn't working. What? So a lot of times I might be a little bit aggressive against her, just because I want to end it really quickly and put a lot of pressure on them. So I do look for a lot of V shifts for poison players, because that's her really one good defensive option that she has now. She doesn't have any armor, and her wake up super is not that great. You can actually bait it. I don't know why I didn't set this. It's really slow startup. Like, ooh, what? I guess you have to be more plus. Yeah. See? You can bait it out. It's really annoying. Yeah, depending on the knockdown. But and that's the only one she has 3 bars anyways. So I do a lot of fireball traps also once I've gotten in to try to push the corner. So I like to see them back up or jump back so I can either EX bolt or just take the space. Because once she's cornered, it's really hard for her. So I also use like I try not to lose too much health and screen positioning when playing against poison. So sometimes I'll be like, it depends what I'm playing for. If I'm playing for V-Trigger, I'm more than willing to just kind of walk forward, especially if I'm really close to it and I still have a like very low stun and decent health. I'll walk forward, and if I take that hit, that's fine. Or if I walk in and I get pressure, that's great. Because once I have V-Trigger, it's a lot harder for poison to deal with me, because I can just force activation and now she's in a really dire situation. So like, I think V-Trigger is very important in this matchup, and I don't really like to use V-Reversal too much. I know a lot of people, they use V-Reversal against her to try, especially against like EX Heart Raid. Oh, I should set her to block all. Jeez, I wish there was more recording slots so I could have them all in so I don't have to do this again. The only thing she gets there is like a stand jab. So you have to really, now that it's +1, you can actually start challenging her a little bit more. To try to see like what's gonna happen. Ooh. Like the first one I usually jab. See if they're actually keeping it tight. Because this isn't too bad. She jabs and then you're out of pressure. I don't know. I just think it's not worth... This is a really favorable trade, I think, for Poison to get rid of your V-Trigger. If she does stand medium kick into it, there's actually a gap that you can EX Bolt through. Or you can actually V-shift this as well. So there is gaps that you can punish her with. Yeah, that's annoying. But you have to, yeah, V-break's the most, like, reliable situation if you do that. So I really don't like to, I usually take the throw if I can. Or see if they're going to do jab pressure. Backdash works really well besides, Backdash will beat everything except, the jab. The jab will lock you in place. But everything else, you're going to get flipped out, which is pretty good. Everyone says Poison's pressure is really good. It's pretty decent, but you can actually like walk out of a lot of her pressure sequences. Which one is this? Huh? So you see like, oh, that's not the right one. It's supposed to be this one. Oh, what? It got overridden. There we go. So if she's like really close to you, this string works. And I think only if you're actually standing. But you can backdash this or walk back. Because the thing is with Poison's pressure, she doesn't have a cancelable low. So the real thing she has to do is like catch you walking back with like after like a stand jab or something, because there's too much pushback for this to crouch medium kick and a stand light kick to combo. So this will only actually even work when she's really close. So if you're kind of far away, if you can eat the 60 damage, I think it's worth it. You can also backdash here, because you're gonna flip out. It's not gonna keep you grounded. And this string right here, this is another common string. You can't walk out of it, but you can backdash out of it. So backdashing out of her pressure is actually a really viable tactic as well. I really save V-meter for V-trigger. Sometimes I'll use V-shift, but I like to also use like offensive V-reversal. So if they do the heart rate in this position when they're already in the corner, I'm more than willing to knock them down. So to keep the pressure going. I think it's a very tricky matchup, and you have to sometimes trade life for like screen positioning and V-meter, which is okay. You just have to be, if you're going to use that tactic, you have to be really aware of your stun and actually how much damage you're taking, how much you're actually willing to take before you get in the first time, because it's going to happen. You're going to probably eat a heart rate unless you get a lucky jump over the first heart rate and then you're already in. But yeah, I think that's about it. Let's see. Her throw range, her throws can be kind of annoying. Let's talk about her throw real quick. It has really good range, and it can be hard to deal with. Like, it can be really annoying. So a lot of times, a delayed jump back is really effective, because it's going to block a stand heavy punch meaty, and you're also going to jump away in time, so the walk-up throw is going to whiff. It might lose to like a delay button, but that's like a risk you're gonna have to take. Not a lot of, it's usually walk up throw or walk up shimmy or like meaty to try to catch you hitting buttons to try to interrupt them. So a delay jump back I think is a really effective solution to her throw loop, her pseudo throw loops in mid screen. Let's see. I think. Oh, another thing, it's just to be aware of. EX Love Me Tender, while it does go through fireballs, it's also an overhead and it's -4. And they use it a lot for like closeout situations if you're high stun or low on health, because it does do 200 stun, 120 damage. And I think it's worth looking for this in those critical situations when you're really high stun and high stun and low damage, and also practicing how to punish this, because this will really turn the tide. If she wastes a bar, you block it, and then you get a knockdown. It's something you really need to practice punishing. Yeah, all the Love Me Tenders are -4 except the heavy one, which is -2, and that one looks really slow, so you can lab it out and see what the difference is in animation and stuff. And she said something different as well. I think that's it. Honestly, this is kind of straightforward zoner versus grappler matchup. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any tips really. I like I said, I play for one get in, and I just maul and then rinse and repeat. And if I can get in once or twice, like for me, like, because Laura's offense is so strong, and the bully factor is really strong with this fireball. It can be a really annoying matchup for Poison. I do think Poison does win this, but that's like theoretically at the highest level, so whatever. All right, that's it for me. I love you guys. Be safe. Have a wonderful day.